What's going on? So apparently, Jesus is supposed to be returning September 23rd, 2025, right? It's known as the Rapture. I've been seeing a lot of this going around on the internet, and I cannot not address this issue, okay? And because we all know what the scriptures say, the Lord, He specifically said that nobody knows the day nor the hour, right? And it's funny because my old lady, she'll say, well, yeah, that doesn't mean that nobody knows the day or the time, or the day or the month. Yeah, like, okay, so the Lord said nobody knows the day or the hour. Okay. And so on, right? And so I saw a video recently that showed throughout the ages how many people, has said, okay, on this specific date, the Lord is coming. This is not the first time this has happened, right? It's happened a few times just in my lifetime, in my generation. So this has been an ongoing thing throughout the ages of people trying to pin the time and day down when the Lord will return. Okay, and let me just say this: I don't get caught up in that foolishness. I would love it, of course, if the Lord was to return next month, right? I mean, and the only thing I have, I have my own personal thing when it comes down to the rapture because that's one of those topics, saints, that you get caught in the weeds of our faith, right? And you got many that say there's going to be a pre-tribulation rapture. Then there's those that say it'll happen in the middle, and then there's those that say it'll happen at the end. Who knows, right? Um, Me personally, I don't really spend a lot of time, uh, like researching and going through it. I've seen a lot of sermons, a lot of teachings, a lot of lessons I watched and listened to over the years concerning the rapture, and so I have my own personal opinion on it. I think for the longest I even questioned whether it was even a real thing. And now that I'm older in my faith and I have more understanding of the God's word, I do know that that specific event, right, that we call the rapture is going to happen. Okay, that's pretty clear in the scriptures that when the Lord returns, He will be uh, uh, calling His church up. Right? Okay. Now, the timing of all that, I'm not so sure. Uh, there's one side of me that would like for it to happen in the middle or at the end. I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's almost like I would hate to not be here when all hell breaks loose because I know that it's going to be the remnant. It's going to be us saints that are really going to be much needed during those times, right? So that person in me that wants to be around to fight that good fight and to experience that struggle of the tribulation for the glory of the Lord and to be representing the kingdom in the process of all, I I I would want that challenge, right? So there is a side of me that doesn't want a pre-trib rapture, but maybe in the middle or the end. That's just some personal stuff. And then we always say, don't be careful what you ask for or pray for. I mean, we don't know. I mean, if we look at the accounts in the book of Revelation, how bad it's going to be. Like, do we really want to be around for that? And so, but that was just more of a maybe an academic thought on the whole thing about the rapture. Okay, but I don't, like I said, I don't get caught up in the when it's going to happen. It took me some years to even get to the point of even accepting that there is a rapture, right? Okay, and let me say this too, and there is a side of me that as much as want to go be with the Lord, I'm tired of this flesh and dealing with all that. Of course, I mean, who wouldn't want to be with the Lord, right? But the thought of leaving my animals. You know, that's kind of hard for me to accept. And it's funny because not too long ago I saw a video where this very same uh, question had arose. A man was talking to his daughter about the rapture and all that, and just out of the innocence of Babe's mouths, right? His daughter asked him, "Well, what about Fluffy? Their family dog. She was concerned, and it gave him pause because he never really considered that himself. I had always wondered that. And I liked his answer, and so he told his daughter. He said, "Well, God knows, so He knows, but I'm trying to keep it together, because I love my animals. I would hate to leave them behind and something like that, and then they have to fend for themselves, and nobody's gonna take care of your loved ones as well as you are, right?" So, but then there's always that. Well, once you're in heaven with the Lord, you won't even be worrying about or concerned about the things on earth. And I don't like that attitude either. That just seems so flippant. I mean, because our love for our loved ones is very real and valid. And I like how that man explained it to his daughter. He said that the father, he knows that, and I'm sure he has made a way for that, right? And so that gave me peace, hearing what he had shared with his daughter concerning that, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna be like, no, Lord, I don't want to go because I need to take care of my animals, right? But it seemed like it would uh it would just take away from the joy of it all. Who knows? I mean, we don't know. And like I say, it's more of an academic thinking on the whole subject matter. But my point being saying September 23rd, come on. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. I mean, you get and I don't know. You want it to be true, but it's. I mean, come on. No man knows the day nor the hour. I mean, we're not going to be like, okay, here's the day, and the Lord doesn't show up, and then was always the bad takeaway of all that is that, see, that's when people they won't look at the false prophets or these ones who are trying to pin the Lord down. They'll look at, see, God ain't real. To me, it does more harm than good to be trying to pin down dates and times of the Lord's return. And so I don't accept that. I'm not with it. I'm just talking about it because there are many that are really like buying into this. I even heard of one case. Some guy went out and basically sold all his possessions, and like he just really like head over heels about the Lord is going to be here on the 23rd. And then if it doesn't happen, and then I guess he'll be trying to figure it out, right? And so, please, saints, don't rush and go out and cancel all your plans and not pay your bills. Don't do that, right? We must still carry on in the good work that we do for the Lord. And when He comes, right? And no man knows the day nor the hour, right? So I just had to throw my hat in the ring on this particular issue because it is getting pretty, it's getting out there, really. If you've been paying attention online on YouTube, all these different videos that's coming out, it's kind of ridiculous at this point. So. All right, so thanks for watching. If you like what I do, hit me with a sub, a like, and a subscribe. I welcome it all. I mean, a comment. I welcome it all. And everybody have a blessed and wonderful day.